What? The minions are gonna help me rise to my everlasting stardom of villainy? Well, that kinda sounds like fun. Minions, The Rise of Gru, recently released here in 2022 and is directed by Kyle Balda, who has also worked on such pictures like The Mask, Jumanji, The Frighteners, A Bug's Life, The Lorax, and Minions and Despicable Me 3. And this film is starring the voices of Steve Carell, Pierre Coffin, Taraji B. Henson, Michelle Yeoh, Russell Brand, Julie Andrews, and Alan Arkin. In a brief little plot synopsis, there are a couple of storylines in here that get intertwined, and I think that's the best way to summarize this thing. Because you have the Minions storyline, you have Gru with his storyline with one of the Vicious Six, and then you have the other Vicious Six people in the team coming after them, and yeah, it's like a three-way storyline that's kind of constantly crisscrossing. But surprisingly, and very, very surprisingly, it was actually a lot of fun. I like the first Despicable Me film. It's not one that I'm craving to go back and watch, but the story with Gru and the three orphans and the introduction to the Minions, I thought all worked perfectly, and I loved all of their chemistry together. I love these characters. But every single entry in the Despicable Me Minions franchise, I feel with each one just gets worse and worse and worse. So I don't know what it is, what happened with this one. I don't know if enough time had passed between Despicable Me 3 and this film. Maybe it's the pandemic, I don't know, that caused everything to be spaced out. But they actually made a very enjoyable film that I would say is definitely at least on par with the very first Despicable Me film. Now this is supposed to be a Minions film, so we do focus on our main trio of Minions. We have Kevin, we have Bob, and we have Stuart. I always forget Stuart in there. But we also have the introduction of a new Minion that we haven't seen in the other films, so I don't know why this works, but I kind of just shut my brain off and don't worry about the whys as to why he's not in the other movies. He's just here in this film, and I really like him. He's a big suck-up, and his name is Otto. Like the other Minions try to suck up and be nice to Gru, this guy really wants that promotion. He's that guy at the office who's always sucking up to the boss, and while you're there working your butt off because you don't suck up as much as he does, you don't get all of the promotions that he does. That's who Otto is. But I really like him. He's kind of a mixture of all three of the main Minions kind of put together into one character, and I really enjoy him. Now, I am considering this a part of the Despicable Me franchise, even though this is only a sequel to Minions that we saw in 2015, I want to say, where at the end of that movie they saw this awesome guy steal the crown again, this little 12-year-old kid named Gru, and then they were just infatuated with him. This is a continuation of that, and we start seeing the creation and development of that relationship with Gru and the Minions. And I like that. I like to see where the relationship of a well-established relationship that we've already seen, I like seeing where it gets started. It had me worried, though. This is an hour-and-a-half film, and the first half is mainly focused on Gru. So the first half I'm sitting there thinking, why is this called Minions Rise of Gru, when really this should just be called Rise of Gru or Despicable Me Rise of Gru. But then once Gru gets captured and he goes on his own journey and the Minions are kind of left to fend for themselves and to go after him, that's when we start focusing on Minions, and that's when we get all the Minion goodness. Because the Minions are just adorable and they're just amazing. Even in the previous film, Minions, when that whole storyline was just so freaking annoying, they were still adorable and I enjoyed them on screen. Here they're adorable and I enjoy them on screen, and I also like their journey that they're going on. And I also appreciate the voice work that goes behind all of the antagonists and the villains in this movie. Whereas Sandra Bullock was just there reading lines in the first one, oh, I don't care, give me my paycheck, ooh, I'm in a Minions film, it's probably gonna make a lot of money. Here, Taraji P. Henson, Alan Arkin, Steve Carell, all of them feel like they're actually giving energy and a purpose behind what they're saying, and they're actually caring about the story. It's amazing how simple a concept that is for an actor. Hey, care about the lines that you're delivering, and I think the audience will actually start caring as well. So it definitely helps a lot. I love that this film is set in the 70s. For some reason, 70s music, disco, works for the Minions. I'm not a huge fan of disco. I'm not a huge fan of like the 70s era, but it really, really works for this. Like, I wish we could take all of the Despicable Me films and just time warp them back to the 70s, because I think all of it just works and I love it. Now, it is the Minions, and they are known for a lot of crude humor and a lot of fart jokes and a lot of, hey, I'm showing my butt or I have a wedgie and that's funny. So, like, very easy, like, low-hanging fruit for jokes in this film, just like we've had in the previous entries. But I actually really enjoyed this film. It actually turned out to become kind of a Karate Kid, kind of underdog sports film type movie. Because the Minions are trying to save Gru, and they don't have any skills to do that, so when they go up against the other villain's henchmen, they get their butts kicked. So they find a old masseuse / hidden kung fu master, and they go through the training of becoming kung fu masters. I really enjoyed that, especially little Bob. He's so adorable. He's carrying his little teddy bear all around, and he doesn't want to hurt anyone. He just wants everyone to get along and to love everything. It's all adorable. I think this film is adorable. Are there weak spots in here? Are there moments where I checked out? Are the Vicious Six that vicious? No, not really, and yes, I got bored in some parts, but overall, I think this is a vast improvement, and when my bar of expectations is so low and has been lowered by every single entry in this franchise, when it overshoots it and you give me something that's actual quality, I'm like, yeah, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm gonna give Minions The Rise of Gru 3.5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I am above average.
So guys, if you've seen Minions Rise of Gru, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you all the next time I'm releasing next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.